Oh, did you hit your finger again?
I put my finger in there.
Oh.
It hurt.
Hey, you guys, it's good to see you. We're having some technical difficulties today. For whatever reason, either on her iPad or this phone, we don't have choices that we did. So we are now doing it just with the phone, up and down.
Backwards.
And so we're just going to go for it. We're going for it. So we're going to start by our song. So here goes. Here's a story that must be told about two ladies that are kind of old. One's a pastor, the other's not. They like to chat and cook and pray a lot. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. There's lots of laughter and lots of fun. Tuesdays on Facebook, live at 1. You'll never know what will happen when Lucy and Ethel are at it again. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Okay, we're ready for this.
Yeah.
She's going to do soup.
Yes.
And she's got all this stuff out to do, and I'm going to let her go with it because there's a lot of chopping and adding and stuff.
Yeah, and you can maybe get close enough to read the little words.
I can maybe get close enough to read the little words.
It's hard telling. Maybe they're seeing us sideways again.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Let us know if you're seeing us sideways. Okay, I'm coming around.
Like we could do anything about it.
Right. Okay, Chef, let all this go. Big breath and out. And start your cooking.
All right. I'm going to first open up a can of crushed tomatoes and dump those into this crock pot. Now, this is a crock pot meal, and so I've cooked it ahead of time, another batch that we will sample for our lunchtime. But we have this.
And that's the big can of tomatoes.
Big can of tomatoes.
Crushed tomatoes. Okay.
Oh, let's try not to. Oh man, there's lots of goodies in here. I got to scrape them out. We can't be wasting
That's right.
stuff. I'm not sure if I'm in the picture all the time, since
the picture's so little.
We didn't plan on this.
You're not very much in the picture. I'm going to turn it this way a little bit.
Actually, just all you have to do is move the little
Oh.
handle that's sticking down there.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, howdy y'all and Bill. That's from Randy. And like I said, Bill's here. And we're just getting started.
All right. Now, I'm going to chop up celery, zucchini, onion, carrots, green beans.
Okay.
And
please chop carefully.
I'm going to chop carefully. The way this day is going.
Yeah. So she's going to chop all this up. And while she's doing that, I'm going to read to you a little bit about minestrone. Minestrone. I like that word.
You like that word?
Minestrone is a thick soup of Italian origin made with vegetables, often with the addition of pasta or rice, sometimes both. Common ingredients include just what she's going on about: beans, onions, celery, carrots. She's going to use chicken stock and tomatoes.
Now, our recipe called for vegetable, because this was a vegetarian one. Well, I happen to have a thing of chicken broth, so I'm using it instead.
Okay. And it also said croutons, but I imagine those are on top.
Yeah, we're not using croutons.
Okay. Now, and you've got a big thing of Parmesan cheese there that you must be using too.
Yes, that's when we serve our soup. We sprinkle it with Parmesan
Oh,
cheese.
yummy.
Yep.
There is no set recipe, thank goodness. Marty doesn't usually go with set recipes.
I sometimes more creative than I intend to be.
And since it can be usually made out of whatever vegetables are at one's disposal, it makes it easy. It can be vegetarian, it can contain meat, or it can contain a bone-based stock, such as chicken stock. There's an author, Angelone Pellegrini, that claims the base of minestrone is bean broth and that borlotti beans.
What?
They said Roman beans are called borlotti beans, are the beans to use for genuine minestrone.
Oh, well, I'm
we don't
sure
care.
that we're not genuine here.
Okay, so here we go with the early history of minestrone soup. Some of the earliest origins of minestrone soup predate the expansion of the Latin tribes of Rome into what became the Roman kingdom, when the local diet was vegetarian by necessity and consisted mostly of vegetables. And then they list a whole ton of vegetables: lentils, cabbage, broad beans, mushrooms, asparagus, turnips. During this time, the main dish of a meal would have been pulti, a simple but filling porridge of spelt flour. S-P-E-L-T flour.
Yes, I bought some of that spelt flour.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know there really was such a thing.
It's a much finer kind of flour.
Okay.
You know me, it was on sale, so I had to try it.
Try it. Okay, but it's so this pulti is a simple but filling porridge of spelt flour cooked in salt water. Ooh. To which whatever vegetables that were available would be added. It was not until the 2nd century BC, when Rome had conquered Italy and monopolized the commercial and road networks, that a huge diversity of products flooded the capital and began to change their diet, and by association the diet of Italy, most notably with the more frequent inclusion of meats, including a stock for soup. Spelt flour was also removed from soups, as bread had been introduced into the Roman diet by the Greeks, and pulti became a meal largely for the poor. The ancient Romans recognized the health benefits of a simple or frugal diet, from the Latin frugus, the common name given to cereals, vegetables,
Look and see what's up on the screen. It looks like somebody wrote a line.
and legumes. Okay, Randy, my friend is such a liar. He showed me this clay pot and told me that he uses it for slow cooking. And I have to go see more. What a crock. Oh.
You fell for it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Hi, Mark. Okay, here we go. There were benefits to a simple frugal diet, and thick vegetable soups and vegetables remained a staple, because even at that early time they recognized the health benefits. Marcus Apicius' ancient cookbook De Re Coquinaria described poultice, a Roman soup dating back to 30 AD made up of farro, chickpeas, fava beans. Fava beans, that reminds me of, what's that movie with Anthony Hopkins? And he says fava beans.
Have you eaten
And
fava
Chianti.
beans?
And Chianti. Yes, I have. I'm trying to think of it was Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins. And he uses the word fava beans. And ever since I've heard him say that,
You've got it stuck in your head?
Yes. Dating back to 30 AD, made up of farro, chickpeas, fava beans with onions, garlic, lard, and green thrown in. If anybody remembers the name of that, write it down. The one with Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, and he was in jail, and she is interviewing him, tried to find out more about somebody who's a serial killer. Silence of the Lambs. Thank you.
I've never watched it.
Oh,
too creepy.
It is, but that's where you hear fava beans. Let's see. As eating habits and ingredients changed in Italy, so did minestrone. Apicius updates the pultis with fancy trimmings, such as cooking brains. Cooking brains and wine.
Okay, braised brains.
Gee, how come you didn't bring up then the old brains today? The introduction of tomatoes and potatoes from the Americas in the mid-16th century changed the soup by making available two ingredients, which have since become staples. The tradition of not losing rural roots continues today, and minestrone is now known in Italy as belonging to the style of cooking called cucina povera, literally poor kitchen, meaning dishes that have rustic rural roots as opposed to cucina nobile, or the cooking style of the aristocracy and nobles. So, we're not cooking for the aristocracy and nobles today.
No, we're cooking for the peons like us.
Okay. The word minestrone, I think I already said this at the top, means a thick vegetable soup. It's from, let's see, the augmentative form of minestrone soup, or more literally, that which is served, from ministare, to serve. Because of its unique origins and the absence of a fixed recipe, minestrone varies widely across Italy, depending on traditional cooking times, ingredients, and season. Minestrone ranges from a thick and dense texture with very boiled down veggies to a more brothy soup with large quantities of diced and lightly cooked vegetables. It may also include meats. In modern Italy, there are 3 words corresponding to the English word soup. Zuppa, which is used in the sense of tomato soup or fish soup. Minestrone, which is used in the sense of a more substantial soup, such as vegetable soup, and also for dry soups, namely pasta dishes. And minestrone, which means a very substantial or large soup or stew, though the meaning has now come to be associated with this particular dish. Zuppa, okay, or minestra, and then minestrone. So there's your 3 words for soup in Italian. Okay. Donna's watching. Hi, Donna. Okay. All right. Now she's cutting up the onions.
Oh, good grief.
Just take out the center.
Yep.
It's still good.
It's going away. Let's chop up this little onion.
Just take your time. I don't want you
don't
to
want me
include
to-
a finger.
No, that had meat to it, and it's supposed to be vegetarian.
I love her chopping thing. It's got a little catcher.
Yes.
So as you chop,
Just throw
you
it
can
all
just
in there.
put it down in there. That is cool.
Yes, it is.
I like
And
that.
this is, I think I brought it here before, but this is, I saw it on Shark Tank,
Uh-huh.
and of course, I thought it was really cool, and the story behind it was even cooler, and it was designed by a New York City firefighter, and he had designed this, and then it was kind of put on hold because his wife got breast cancer and then died. And then he got sick himself from effects from 9/11, from all the debris of fighting the fires and that, and he died also, and his kids took over the plan and formed a foundation, and part of the money from the sales of this goes to support the firefighters.
Well, it's a sad story,
Oh,
but it
and then
has
the
a
kids
nice
were so
ending.
wonderful, and they did such a great presentation. I had to buy one, and I bought one for friends for a Christmas present, and they just got theirs recently because they just got back from being gone for 6 months camping during COVID.
Well, if you're going to camp, do it during COVID.
They said, well, you couldn't go any place around here, so they thought they might as well stay in the south and enjoy the weather, and so that's what they did. This is the part that takes the time, is chopping all this stuff up. And while you're standing, could you go over and get me the bottle of garlic? I think I left it over there.
The bottle of garlic.
Garlic powder, yes.
Garlic powder. Okay, let me check in the little thing here. Seasoning salt,
Oh, I got,
poultry seasoning. I'll have to take this down and look through it as you continue to chop.
if I continue to chop away here. I'll dump my onions in to the pot.
Garlic salt. Here's garlic salt.
Well, I can use that if we don't have any garlic powder.
Cayenne. Poultry seasoning.
No, I don't think we want sage.
No. Ground mustard.
No, that would be ugly.
Basil leaves. I do not see anything but this.
I would take some basil leaves while you're in there.
Okay.
I'll use this instead of some salt, and it'll be okay.
Oops. Basil leaves.
Okay, I'll do some of those also.
Let me just sprinkle them in.
No, I'm gonna measure them amazingly.
Oh, why?
Why? Because,
That's a first for you.
well, I wanted to use measuring spoons. I like them a lot.
Okay. So she's got the slow cooker heating, I'm assuming.
Well, no, it will be.
I just turn it on. See, when I do slow cooker stuff, I turn it on while the
Well,
stuff's
part of our
going in.
problem is we don't have enough outlets because I need the microwave. Well, actually, okay, this is part of our soup part. If you put this in for 60 seconds in the microwave, just leave it standing up. It's
Okay.
vented, so you're
Okay.
fine. It cooks right in the microwave, just like that.
Okay, but it'll make noise.
I know, it'll make noise. I'll have to talk louder, won't I?
Yes.
Okay.
For 60 seconds, you say?
60 seconds, that's what the package said. I never used it before, but it said
This
it
will
was,
be interesting.
said it was ready to serve, so hey, we'll go with it.
All right, it's going around.
Okay. Oh, right. Oh,
Do you know what now that's a zucchini, but I
Yes.
read somewhere yesterday that guess what vegetable has almost every needed vitamin that a person needs in their daily vitamins?
cabbage?
Nope.
Cucumbers?
Yes.
That was gonna be my first guess, but I thought, nah.
Cucumbers, you guys. Cucumbers have it all. Oh, here's Andrea and Betty Weger.
See, I didn't put mushrooms in ours because I know Andrea doesn't like mushrooms.
Chopping away, chopping
Chop,
away.
chop, chop, chop.
We had an orange cord once that had a.
Well,
bunch
it's
of
underneath the table over here. I folded it up because I got tired of falling over the cord. Can you imagine that?
Okay. So now this little macaroni in a bag.
Okay, now you can unplug the microwave and plug in the, well, I guess we need an extension cord for that. Let me grab the extension cord down here. Here you go. It's kind of small, but I think you can handle it.
Ah,
Ah,
interesting. Okay.
okay, yeah. You got her.
What's plugged? Okay, you got your thing plugged in at the top. What's
Yep.
this big yellow cord plugged in the bottom?
The big yellow cord would be the microwave.
Okay, so we can take that out.
Yes.
All right.
Put that in. I'm just gonna also add a tomato in here because I had a spare tomato sitting around here, so I thought it
Okay.
needed to go away.
It's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. That.
Oh, yes, it is.
All right.
Okay, good. You turned it to high.
Okay. Now, what did you want me to do with this package? Anything?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I just wanted it to heat up. That was all I needed the microwave for.
Yes, you will notice the big job in this is cutting the vegetables.
That's the only hard part of it is the time it takes to cut up all the veggies.
And she's getting her done.
Getting her done.
Get her
Oh.
done. All
I'm trying to
right.
think if we had any other really exciting things going on around here, but I can't.
Well, we're gonna be celebrating graduates
Oh,
this
yes.
Sunday.
Now, I saw a picture of Anna Kelly on Facebook just before we came in, where she was all dressed up for prom.
Oh boy.
Looked gorgeous, of course. Now, let me move this away.
And we're also, if you have anyone in your family, not a member of Bethel that has to be a member and graduating, but someone in your family that is graduating that you'd like listed, just let us know, and we'll put them in there. I've got several so far, so
Okay.
I just need to know where they graduated from, and what's your relation to that person. Oh, she's putting in beans.
Yep, kidney beans.
Thank goodness
And
they're
I
not
already
fava
cut
beans.
off the label from the best choice for our Festival of Sharing donation. So I used the best choice little label, the UPS code, or whatever that thing is, UPC code.
Okay.
And now I might want to follow the recipe somewhat here. Garlic. So we'll use our garlic salt. I didn't bother to chop up the garlic this time. I thought I would just use the garlic powder that I thought I had left here. Oh, but I obviously had not. Oh, when I found the garlic powder.
Oh,
Put it
that's
by-
why it wasn't in the little.
No, I put it over here by
Holder.
the microwave the other day, apparently.
I see.
I just thought I'd confuse everybody, including me.
Yes, you did.
All right. And we'll put in about a tablespoon ought to be good. Garlic powder. And then I'm going to add in 1.5 teaspoons of oregano. Which would be just 3/4 of 2 of these,
Okay.
measured really expertly. And then I am going to add, well, if I put the right lid back on things, once again, my wonderful Penzi spices. And I'm going to add some thyme, 3/4 of a teaspoon of thyme.
Oh, I thought you meant you're gonna add some time, like 30 minutes or something.
No, not today. All right, and then we'll add that a little bit later. And the spinach, I'll send that home with you because we put that in after everything is cooked the last 15 minutes.
I see.
And now I'm going to put 3/4 of a teaspoon of basil. You can just add whatever spices you want, and I kind of like to add a little bit more than what they list. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground pepper. And a teaspoon of salt.
But you were gonna you used the garlic. Oh no, you
No, I
didn't
found
use
the
garlic
garlic
salt. Let me
powder.
put this back up so
Yes.
we will not lose it.
That's be a good idea. Okay. And now
The stock.
I will add the stock in.
Actually, who'd have thought that soup would be a good thing
Yeah.
this
This late
when
in the
it's
day.
supposed to be springtime?
Yeah, that's true. Who would have thought?
Man, it just keeps coming. I don't know
Yeah.
if they're catching you
Yeah,
they can see.
I'm somewhat there.
She's somewhat there.
Well, this has been just a challenge today. I don't know what happened with the regular controls that are there on Facebook weren't there. I mean, they were like gone. Okay.
And
You're a little.
I'm backwards, see. I'm
Yeah.
walking.
Yeah. give me-
Okay. All right.
Well, just let her cook away. And now, oh, wait a minute, I gotta add the parsley flakes in. Measuring them very accurately.
Very accurately.
Yes.
Actually, it just looks like vegetable soup.
Well,
But I'm sure it has an Italian flavor
flair
to it.
Flair to it. Yes.
Flair to it, yes.
All right, now
So she's getting ready.
this is what it looks like after you're done. Do you wanna?
Yeah, maybe
you
I
wanna
should.
hold it?
Here, let it sit down and then I'll pick it up. Okay, this is what it looks like. Look at that. Steamy and good. All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Now we are going to add the macaroni. Everything I read said do this last because otherwise the macaroni
Yeah, I would
gets
think
soggy.
Oh, I
there.
see. So you just put it in the bowl, not with the soup.
Right, just put it in the bowl because if you put it, so,
I got you. So there is some more starchy stuff here with this macaroni.
yeah.
And this is Barilla, and it's just, you do it in the microwave.
Yeah, it was already pre-cooked, ready to serve, you just
And
had to warm it up.
it's elbow macaroni.
Yes.
How cute. And now she's getting ready to scoop the soup. Scoop the soup. Scoop the soup. Wow. How good is this? Yummy.
This was some I had made at home previously.
It's amazing how thick it is.
Yes. So it
So
really,
I'm assuming when it cooks down in the
Yes.
crock pot, it gets thick.
yeah, it does. It gets thicker with all those veggies and releasing all of their good stuff. And now,
Oh, and then on top we get a dash of Parmesan.
a good sized dash. All right. Now, we have, you want to show them your bowl?
Oh yes, let me show you my zuppa bowl. But this would be minestrone bowl because it's a goodly heavy meal. There you
Okay.
go.
Now, if you want to move over to the table, I mean, this is going to,
Okay,
the crock
yeah.
pot is going to continue cooking away here.
Right.
And you'll take that home and have for your supper.
I will.
We'll just let it cook.
Okay.
Now I'll turn this and we'll see where we are.
I'm going to get some water. And I will get you some water too. Woo.
Ooh. Just when you think you have everything figured out and then you figure out that you can't figure out.
Right.
Okay. I think we're ready to
I
go.
think we are.
You'll sit down. I'll make
Okay.
sure that we can.
We may have to scrunch together. I may have to move our little bobbleheads. I
Oh.
put them up awful high.
Yeah, I don't think we need them up high.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't drink coffee. It'll make them hyper.
I know, I just was setting them on the coffee.
Yeah, well, it makes them hyper.
Okay. You need to turn it a little more. Well, that might be.
I think that'll
I
work.
think that'll work. Can you move it up closer?
Let's see what happens.
That's a
Is
little
this-
better. Now get it over so you can get your chair more. No, the
Oops.
other way. There.
There?
I think that's it.
Uh-huh.
Hurrah! Hurrah!
Hurrah! Okay.
Oh, goodness
Oh.
me.
What a day.
All right. I'm ready for this. Oh,
Good.
we've got crackers too. But we've
All
got macaroni or elbow macaroni in the bottom.
Yeah.
But first we say a prayer. So let's pray. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for this day of joy and fun. And, you know, when mistakes happen, we just keep moving forward. As long as people can see the recipe and laugh with us and know that we're having fun and offering a good, healthy recipe, that's all we need. So we thank you again, and we ask that you pour out your blessings on all those watching, and let us always know that the joy is just in being together. Amen.
Okay, see how you like this.
Okay. I will tell you. Is it very hot?
No.
Okay. That's a really heavy taste. I mean, it's good, but the
Hearty.
thickness is just hearty. That's what I want to say. Hearty, Marty. Now, what I'm going to share with you now is next week, our friend Marty finally is going to go in for her esophageal hernia surgery. And so that happens to be on a Tuesday. So what we will be doing is pre-recording a cooking segment, and it will be posted next Tuesday at 1. So it'll be like you're watching it live, okay?
And you'll be there to make comments.
Yeah, but that didn't work the last time. What happened then? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
I couldn't make comments. So I don't know.
But you can make, if you watch when they watch, you know how
Right.
you make comments.
Chat, in the chat. So anyway, and I don't know if she wants to let the recipe out yet, what you're doing.
We're going to be doing a lemon chicken cacciatore.
Lemon chicken cacciatore.
And it was yummy.
Wow, that even sounds good. I just like to say it. Lemon chicken cacciatore.
And it has capers in it.
And let me see. Vicky's there, but I can't read the little writing underneath.
Don't ask me to, you know, after I have to have cataract surgery now.
Looks delish. It is delish. Wow. That's and Andrea is writing to Randy about some stuff. She's put on there someone we need to get her nephew, who's graduated from, I believe it was Indiana University. So we'll get that information and put it in the bulletin. It is really hearty. I really like it. See, I don't know that I've ever had, when I think of minestrone, for some reason I just didn't think of it being this hearty.
I thought it was stuff that came in the Campbell's soup can. But
Well, it does.
I made this for Kathy and Fulvio, and they really liked it.
Tasty. I'm going to
And
open my crackers.
And since Fulvio is Italian, I thought that was a pretty good thing that he liked it. You just cook it in the crock pot until all the vegetables get
Soft.
soft, and
Then you know it's done.
I thought it'd be good even with little meatballs in it.
Yeah. They say you
And
can.
I thought
add
about
meat.
putting the meatballs in it, but I used the meatballs in this other dish I experimented with, so.
That is really good. I really like it.
And I even have a surprise dessert for you.
A surprise dessert? Yay! I love surprise desserts. Okay. Somebody else is coming up. See, this is what happens when we don't have our big
No.
thank you, I'll try. That's from Betty Weger. So I guess she's thanking you for the recipe she's going to try to make.
Super easy. It doesn't. It's very forgiving.
I guess if somebody didn't want to cut up all those veggies, they could use canned, but then you wouldn't need to use a crock pot. It wouldn't
get enough
wouldn't
time
be
to
the
give the
same.
flavors.
Or I guess frozen, but then they're
Yeah.
they're always mushy.
No, it needs all the time for the flavors to blend
meld,
together.
to flow together. Well, other than the fact that the filming got messed up, I'm just kind of relaxed.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I could have filmed it sideways, but Having done that to him in the past, I didn't really think we needed to repeat that performance.
Well, this is quite the warming up hearty soup. Mm-mm-mm. And you know what makes it good is the Parmesan cheese on top.
It really adds to it.
Because it kind of melts and gets sticky. I can't really describe it. But it's very good. What do we have here?
We have an Apricot Danish.
Then you know what that means. Coffee. I can't eat my Danish without coffee. I'll need to go fix us a cup.
Well, I can fix the cup while you're
Reading? Okay.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Now, did you make this too, or
Yes.
is...
Yes.
Wow.
I've made it 3 times now, and I've perfected my recipe.
She's
each time.
perfected her apricot Danish.
Every time I've adjusted it somewhat. The last one I did was even better than this one, and this one was better than the first one.
This is great. Well, you all, it's really, the time seems to be flying by. I will be leaving be with you for 4 more Sundays. And like I said, this coming Sunday is we celebrate graduates. And then the 23rd is Pentecost. And we'll be taking in new members. The 30th, as I mentioned during the worship service, the 30th is a trial run of opening up to in-person worship, and we'll be sending out more information about that soon in the letter. Let me see what's up here now. Apricot Danish is amazing. She should share her. Okay, I'll tell her, Vicki, to share her apricot Danish recipe. So I'll tell her to do that because you guys don't want to miss out on it, I'm sure. But anyway, so that's what's going on these last 3 Sundays of May. And then the first Sunday of June, which is the 6th, will be my final communion service with all of you, and worship will follow that. And then the 13th will be the final worship, and that'll be followed by a service of farewell. So all that's coming up, and it just seems like it's flying by. But what it has gotten me thinking about is the church as the people. What does the church mean? Because it's often scary to go through transitions, but when we know that God's in the midst of all those things, and that Bethel has such an open spirit, it means that what's going to be happening is Bethel will grow into more ministries, maybe new paths. It's just amazing what God can do. And so I found this poem, I guess you'd call it a poem, in one of my favorite writers, and that is Anne Weems. My poor little Reaching for Rainbows book is about shot. And speaking of books, I have been packing up books, and I'm to the point where whatever isn't picked up that I have here for any of you to pick up and use, a lot of them, of course, are seminary books, and so I'm going to be calling St. Paul's, which is now housed at Church of the Resurrection. And if they want the books, see, the problem is in the end of '90s and into 2000, when I graduated in 2000, it was all hardback books. You didn't do books online, and now I'm assuming that you can get books online and buy them and purchase them and have them be online, and then you don't have all the books to carry around. But there's something about a book in your hand that I love. So some of these books, if they ever just go too far south, this has been taped many times, I'm sure I'll replace it with another book instead of putting it online. But this is called Where is the Church? Because I think sometimes we too often assign church to a building. And we know this year, after having this year of virtual services, and as hard as that is sometimes, the fact remains that we were able to stay connected through all of it, which is wonderful. So, and the spirit of Bethel, I think, just grew, and your giving and all of that just increased. And because of that, Bethel is ready to move on to the next step of, at some point, coming to in-person worship. And again, you hear all the time how much better things are. The CDC will be updating restrictions and things. But the real church has been you and I together, walking this journey together. The real church has always been the people. And so here is a poem by Ann Weems entitled, Where is the Church? The Church of Jesus Christ is where a child of God brings a bloom, is where old women come to dance, is where young men see visions and old men dream dreams. The Church of Jesus Christ is where lepers come to be touched, is where the blind see and the deaf hear, is where the lame run and the dying live. The Church of Jesus Christ is where daisies bloom out of barren land, is where children lead and wise men follow, is where mountains are moved and walls come tumbling down. The Church of Jesus Christ is where loaves of bread are stacked in the sanctuary to feed the hungry, is where coats are taken off and put on the backs of the naked, is where shackles are discarded and kings and shepherds sit down to life together. The Church of Jesus Christ is where barefoot children run giggling in procession, is where the minister is ministered unto, is where the anthem is the laughter of the congregation and the offering plates are full of people. The Church of Jesus Christ is where people go when they skin their knees or their hearts, is where frogs become princes and Cinderella dances beyond midnight, is where judges don't judge and each child of God is beautiful and precious. The Church of Jesus Christ is where the sea divides for the exiles, is where the ark floats and the lamb lies down with the lion, is where people can disagree and hold hands at the same time. The Church of Jesus Christ is where night is day, is where trumpets and drums and tambourines declare God's goodness, is where lost lambs are found. The Church of Jesus Christ is where people write thank you notes to God, is where work is a holiday, is where seeds are scattered and miracles are grown. The Church of Jesus Christ is where home is where heaven is where a picnic is communion and people break bread together on their knees. The Church of Jesus Christ is where we live responsively toward God's coming. Even on Monday morning, the world will hear an abundance of alleluias. So that's the church. That's what the church is. That's what Bethel is. And, we've just been blessed to have this year come around and work our way through understanding what we can do. And of course, we had we had some great support from the conference in this, and I think that's one of the great things about being strong in your conference is that they are there for you. They have your back. So I just hope that you all realize you are Bethel, and that Bethel is going to continue to grow and thrive and be a presence and a light in this place. So I'm going to eat more of my soup.
Well, go right ahead.
Okay, now my sister wanted you to give them the recipe for the Apricot Danish.
Okay, the Apricot Danish is very, very easy to
Okay,
do.
listen closely. She's rolling. Better get a
Okay.
pen or pencil.
Get a white cake mix, white box cake mix. And into that, and then I'll give you how I've changed the recipe because I think it was better than the recipe that I first used.
Okay, so number one, white box cake mix.
Right, white box cake mix, and to that, in that cake mix, I gotta think about this just a second, because sometimes, I don't follow the recipe.
I know, maybe it'd be
Like I
best if
don't-
you mailed it out with our next.
I can do that, but it's just a cake mix, and then it's got a cup and a half of sour cream, and apricots.
How many? Dried or in the?
Well, I couldn't find them in the can, so I did what I thought was probably the equivalent amount of dried ones, and I cooked them in.
Okay, but if you can find canned apricots,
Use the can of
use
canned
the canned apricots
and you cut them in half.
and drain them.
and drain it. Yeah, drain it or cut in half.
Okay.
And so I used dried apricots I reconstituted by cooking them with orange curacao and sugar.
Yum.
Yeah, it was quite yummy. And then I also, so you put those in the dish. I'll send the recipe out because it's just simple, just basic
Yeah, it's
stuff.
just best because somebody's gonna miss it and then they're gonna say, where is it? What is it? What
Yeah.
do we need to do?
I'll send it out when I send out the chicken cacciatore. And I'll send the original recipe and then I'll put in notes what I did different, if they choose to. But I
Oh.
looked at 3 different stores for canned apricots and couldn't find them, so
Now-
I bought dried.
Are those shaved almonds?
Those are sliced almonds.
Sliced almonds?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Oh my goodness sakes. That is very tasty.
And then
Especially with coffee.
And then to kind of pump up the flavor a little bit, I put some apricot preserves, a dollop in each of the little spots where you put the little apricots,
That is good.
because I thought it made it a little more moist.
So do you mix up the cake mix like a cake mix, or
No,
do you
no.
sprinkle it over
No.
the?
No, you take the cake mix, and you're going to add you have eggs, 3 eggs that you're going to mix together with the sour cream, and then you're going to stir that into the cake mix.
So it doesn't
That's it.
take any water or anything.
Uh-uh.
It just.
No.
Ooh, it's a very and the dough is really good. That's yummy.
Yeah, it's just a simple, a really good when they're kind of warm still. I made these a week ago. I put them in the refrigerator, so
Wow.
and then after it's out of the oven, it only takes like 30 minutes to cook. And you put it in a jelly roll pan, so you make a lot.
A jelly roll pan.
Yeah, which is like an 11 by 15, or
Oh,
mine's
wow.
even larger than that. Mine's huge. And so,
That was good. Yummy. Another winner. Wish we had confetti.
well, I can make that
You
happen
can
on the
make that. That's right. Why don't you see if you can't make that happen? Let's see if it works. Go ahead, because that'll be fine here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, I did it before. That
See,
was kind of ugly when I
I
did
like
that.
it. Or stars. See, having this technology is just
It
we
was
got to play with
overwhelming
it,
to us.
and you can read what they say up
You mean
there.
you didn't like me doing it during your sermon?
No, that wasn't good.
I noticed. Let's
Well,
see if I can
Okay, so
There's somebody setting a heart up.
Okay, let's do confetti or star.
Well,
Oh goodness, what are they saying? People are talking.
I'll remind her to send it, send it out. Okay, here's the stars,
Okay.
and if we make them like that. Oh, wait a minute! I just made this
That's
rainbow.
our rainbow. It's okay.
Oh, there, we're back.
She's trying to make our picture come alive.
Well, I'm making us come something.
I didn't do the stars though.
No, and I hit the little stars. Wonder what I gave us that time.
I don't know.
I don't
You're getting
either.
Tons of messages.
Oh,
at the
that's all
top.
my emails coming in.
Okay. There's.
Andrea's watching.
Yeah, we knew that.
Huh. There's a mask. What's that look like? Oh,
Nothing.
yeah, it does. It made us look really weird again. Oh, there we go back.
I don't think the mask. I think.
Well, we don't know what we're doing, so I don't know
I
why.
think that's for like gifts or gifs or.
Oh, there's our little stars.
Okay, try it. I think your finger's cold.
Ooh, I made us look really.
What are we? You got two of me. Oh my God. We're gonna have to stop playing. Get back. Go back.
There.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. You never did put any stars up.
Well, listen, this is obviously a challenge day. I mean, I had to start the day off by going and getting my pre-op stuff from North Kansas City Hospital,
I
and
know.
luckily, I
We're
found
gonna-
out that I was human.
Okay, I want
so
everybody
that
to
was
give
good.
you a virtual hug. There.
Well, at least I found out that I have blood, and I'm a human.
Now that I don't know.
They asked me. They said, has anyone ever, have you ever had trouble breathing at night? And I said, well, once I take the pillow off my face, I've been just fine.
Oh my.
She says,
This
you're
this
funny.
cooking show is getting out of hand. All right. Well, you all, it's been great, and
Oh,
you'll enjoy the soup. I'm telling you. We're gonna start our kazoos and kazoo you on out. So blessings. We love you, and have a great rest of your
every
day.
time you say that now, we love you, I think of that song you sang Sunday.
Oh, we love you, Mom.
Oh, yes, we do.
We'll always love you, and we'll be true. When you're not near us, we're blue. Oh, Mom, we love you. That's what the kids sang to you, to all mothers out there and mothering people. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, and pray. Oh, chat, cook, pray. Amen. Woo! Try that soup.
See you next week.
See you next week, and maybe with a bigger screen.
Just don't blow it.
I don't know where I turn that off.
Well, I'll see if I can figure it out. We're a little verklempt.
Oh, do you see it?
No, I don't see it.
How do we get out of here? You guys, turn off your phones or your TVs.
Oh, look, I can make us spotted.
Oh,
There we go. Oh, this is ridiculous.
I've never seen that before.
No.
We're done.
Oh, yes, we are. Well,
She's going to have to take it out. We can't just leave you. Okay.
Oh, this is crazy.
I don't know what that did.
I don't do anything that I noticed. Too funny. Yeah.
What's... Bring here. What does that take us? Oh, that